Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Crystal Warriors for the Sega Game Gear. This is the initial army playthrough. I'm only using the initial army, so if you want to see where all the other characters are, check out my other Let's Play of this game. You also see on that Let's Play why I'm doing what I'm doing here now, trying to feed a bunch of kills to my healer. And oops, I messed up there. The controller slipped, my hand slipped off the controller, and I wanted to have the healer defeat that scorpion. When your healer hits max level being 9, they gain massive stat boosts, and basically they can go toe-to-toe with pretty much anything in the game. So, guess that's your reward for putting in all the work to get the healer up to that level. Because healers, actually all characters, they only gain experience when they defeat an enemy, whether it's a monster or a humanoid enemy. So they don't get experience for casting healing spells, like many other RPGs. They don't get, and mages don't get experience for casting spells. It's all about defeating enemies. Every time you defeat an enemy, it doesn't matter what type of enemy it is, what level they are, you gain 4 experience. When you hit 10 experience, you gain a level. So, but that's the basic gist of, combat. Speaking of defeating enemies, we have some monsters here. Monsters basically supplement the enemy forces, but they can also supplement our forces too. They can supplement our forces by having the monster being defeated by either one of our elemental fighters or the princess there. If they defeat a monster, they will tame that monster, and then they can use that monster in battle. One of the commands that you see that is available during a fight is monster. And basically what happens is you summon a monster that you've tamed, and it'll do a round of combat for you. Combat is divided into 2 rounds. You hit the enemy twice, the enemy hits you twice, and depending on who initiated the combat will determine who goes first. So, in terms of the monsters that we want to tame, you want to have a character tame the monster that it is strong against. So we'd want our water character to tame the fire monster there, that wisp. The reason we want to do that is because that way if the water character gets into a fight with an enemy that has the element that it's weak against, in this case wind, they can summon the fire monster to gain back that elemental advantage. Water beats fire, fire beats wind, wind beats water. So this way, if you capture the right monsters, you the worst is you'll be at an elemental draw with a character. You'll be strong against your natural element, and then when you fight a weak element, you have your monster to take the hit or do a round of combat. So yeah, monsters can save you, if you find yourself in a disadvantageous round of combat. We're of course going to try to avoid that as much as possible, but sometimes in these wide open maps you might make a tactical error, leave an enemy open to one of your characters, or more, I guess, better worded, leave your character open to attack by an enemy that is strong against them. So, of course, we can also use our princess to bait enemies into certain positions. Oh, Fry missed there. Well, I wanted to finish off. Luckily, finished it off. Finished that character off. So, this one of the good things about using only the initial army is our characters get stronger faster, because we're only going to be using these 6 characters, so we don't have to be dividing our experience up. And since we're not worried about saving money to recruit other characters, we can buy the most expensive weapons and spells as they become available in towns. Our mage Rami in the all characters playthrough basically didn't. It wasn't until the last stage when she actually had access to all the elemental spells. So before that, she was just making do with 1 or 2. We don't have to worry about that with our mage Murik here, because once we have the money, we're gonna spend it. So, because we ain't spending it on new recruits. Now, if you're casual to this game, you might want to, of course, recruit as many characters as possible, because in this game, if a character is defeated, that character is gone forever. So the only way you're going to get that character back is to reset the game and try the stage over again. So, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem if, like I said, you're paying attention to enemy ranges and your positioning. Have Fry. As you see, Fry does not tame the monster. Fry the healer and Murik the mage, they can't tame monsters. So, but that's okay. Even the people who do tame the monsters ain't gonna get too much use out of them. Like I said, they're mainly there for just, you know, emergency situations. So, but have our wind character go after the other wind character here. It's elemental neutral, but it's okay. He didn't really have another valid target to go after. I was speaking earlier a little bit about ranges. Every character basically has a range of 5. But it can be reduced based on terrain. That's the only function of terrain in this game, is to reduce movement. It's not like some games like Fire Emblem, where terrain can give you a bonus, maybe to your evasion, to your defense. And this terrain only affects the way a character moves. So for instance, forests affect the movement of all characters except for wind characters. Wind characters can kind of walk through forests. Desert tiles negatively affect the movement of all characters except for fire elemental characters. And then water, shallow water, affects the movement of all characters except for water elemental characters. So sometimes you can actually tell what the enemies are based on the way they move. So normally we've been just using that scan spell from either the princess or Murik to see what the enemies are. But yeah, if you have like, say, like a big stream of water and enemies walking over it, it's probably a water elemental enemy. If they're walking unimpeded across the desert, it's a fire elemental enemy. And you know, if they're walking through a bunch of woods, then it's obviously a wind elemental enemy. So that's the AI. Basically, it's kind of simplistic, but I mean, it's a you know, it's a handheld game. They didn't have a lot of room to, you know, make complex things like a computer game. But enemies will try to usually always walk on favorable terrain, and always try to also fight favorable odds, favorable battles. So unless they're absolutely forced to, you know, their characters are always going to try to attack who they're strong against. So like this water guy would seek out fire characters. That fire character would seek out wind, and their wind would seek out water. But barring all of that, the AI also tends to want to focus on the princess, because princess gets defeated, it's game over. So, all right, and that's game over for that group of enemies. Round 2 is down. We've got a mage and a healer. Yes, the enemy will also be able to get mages and healers. Their mages and healers are just like ours, in that they have those spells that they can heal their peers. Mages can attack from up to 3 range and can have up to 3 different elemental spells to target all the elemental weaknesses. So, but luckily you can check the mages and once they're scanned, you can check what their spells are, so you can determine who do you want to go after them. So we're already buying some stuff there for our characters that we wouldn't be able to do, like that we weren't able to do when we were getting all characters, because as you see here, this town has 2 characters that we can recruit, and we need the money to recruit them. But this is the firefighter Flare, and then you have a water fighter Sophie. So they can, like I said, be substitutes for your fire lord Eldor, or your water fighter Sophie. I'm not Sophie, Dayne. But we're not gonna get like I said, any of those characters. They had their moment to shine in the other playthrough. Now it's time to give the moment to shine to the initial army. So come back in the next episode where we take on round 3. Take care, have a good one. Bye!